In the last few weeks, the Greater Toronto Area has seen a surge of violent crime that's been committed by young teens, some as young as 13. A 14-year-old was charged for fatally stabbing a 71-year-old woman in a parking lot in North York. While Toronto police say the number of youths arrested for firearms has dipped slightly this year, advocates are warning there is extreme violence that is rising. For a closer look at what's driving this, I'm joined this morning in studio by Marcel Wilson. He's a former gang member and founder and president of the One by One movement. Great to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So as somebody who works closely with these young people, what is the turn towards violent crime? There's markers from the past, but what are you seeing now?
There are definitely some new obstacles that we didn't anticipate. So, of course, the presence of social media has played a huge role. It's given young people a platform to interact with each other where they typically wouldn't be able to. So an example is back in my day, in order for there to be some sort of violence, we had to physically run into each other on the streets. So that's one major one. And then I think the next major one is mental health issues that are unaddressed, such as drug abuse. That's another new thing that wasn't really prevalent in my day. It was frowned upon.
When you talk about the interaction on social media, is this like an exchange of words or threats as opposed to meeting in person?
Oh, all the above. It could start with a person speaking about a friend who let's say, passed away, or a loved one, or even someone trying to promote their community. But then there are other communities and there are other groups that have issues with that, and those simple interactions translate into actual violence in the streets.
Escalations. Here's a snapshot of the numbers for people who might not be familiar. In 2022, Public Safety Canada recorded 434 youth gangs with about 7,000 members right across the country. So, Marcel, how are teens being recruited now? What's new? And money used to be the main incentive, but what are you finding is the driver now?
Right, so we're seeing sort of what we refer to as a mutation, where when you look at the ideologies of other groups that commit acts of violence are usually driven by religion or by race. Criminality, organized groups are historically were motivated by money. We've seen a huge change in this now. Money means less now than what we call clout, this social currency. So they're committing these violent acts, becoming more egregious simply to increase their clout
or their social credibility. And we're seeing that on social media as well, right? With the sort of the discussion of crime online, and then sometimes even posting of the crime itself, and then the brag after.
That's right. That's right.
As somebody who's lived experience working with or being part of a gang, can you describe how the culture of it has changed over the years?
Well, I mean, some of the things that I did mention, there's pieces that just weren't there before. And the old saying kind of goes, if it didn't make dollars, it didn't make sense. So a lot of the older school guys that are looking at the younger generation and really not connecting or understanding, which is why there's a missing piece in this mentoring piece, because the young guys refuse to kind of listen to the old guys because the old guys are doing stuff
out of date.
Out of date, yeah.
You teach parents how to navigate social media. Can you walk us through some of the things that you find are common on social media that maybe, parents or an adult figure just don't know how to read?
Well, that's the thing. We kind of all engage in social media, and we refer to this online persona being different than our in-person persona. Yeah. I know it's very difficult. It's not a knock at parents, because it's an added layer of parenting that they have to address, understanding who their child's online persona is. What platforms are they engaging on? What type of material and content are they intaking? And understanding the languages. Sometimes it's like it's speaking a different language. So with our program, it's about teaching them about the platforms, helping parents understand the language, and learning to kind of red flag the risk factors that exist there.
There are resources that are available. Yours would be one of them. Talk to me about the best process through all of this. If you're seeing this starting at the age of 13, the opportunity for intervention has already passed. So what are you seeing, and at what age should it start?
See, I scream it from the rooftops. Prevention, prevention, prevention. And it is an expensive solution, actually cheaper in the long run. Yeah. Right? So the earlier, the better. And we hear the word prevention. It's a catchphrase at times. We hear the term wraparound, but we're not seeing enough of it. There's not enough investment in those spaces. And we need to see more cohesion amongst the groups, the organizations, and the government kind of working together. We also have to start individualizing the programming to the individual. Cookie cutter systems are not working, they're failing us.
Right, they allow, government bodies to do a check mark, but doesn't necessarily address the needs of the person.
That's right.
Marcel Wilson, youth advocate and founder and president of One by One. It's great to have you in studio, I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.